Everyone knows Egypt for its pyramids. But what if I told you the most unforgettable places here aren't the pyramids at all? Most travelers stop at Giza, take a quick photo with the Sphinx, and fly home thinking they've done Egypt. But the truth is, those pyramids are just the tip of the iceberg. Beyond the crowds and camel rides, there are deserts that look like alien planets, oases that feel like hidden Edens, and coastlines that rival the Greek islands. This isn't the Egypt you see in postcards. This is Egypt where Bedouins share tea under starlit skies, where ancient temples rise out of the sand, and where coral reefs explode with more color than any painting. In this video, we're counting down 15 destinations in Egypt that feel like stepping into another world. Some are famous but misunderstood, others are hidden gems even locals escape to when they want peace and beauty. Stick around, because by the end you'll know exactly where to go if you want to see the real Egypt, not just the Egypt of guidebooks, but the one that surprises you at every turn. Number 15. Fayum, the oasis of whales. Yes, you read that right. In the middle of the desert, you'll find the skeletons of whales. Welcome to Wadi el-Hitan, or the Valley of the Whales, a UNESCO World Heritage Site where the sands hold fossils that date back more than 40 million years. These aren't tiny fragments either. We're talking full skeletons of prehistoric whales, some stretching over 20 meters long. It's surreal to walk across golden dunes and suddenly come face to face with the remains of creatures that once swam here when this desert was actually an ocean. But Fayum isn't just about fossils. A short drive away is Lake Karen, one of Egypt's oldest natural lakes, framed by mountains and dotted with migrating birds. Fishermen still cast their nets here, keeping traditions alive as flamingos and pelicans glide across the water. For many Egyptians, this lake is a weekend escape from Cairo's chaos, a place to breathe fresh air, ride boats, and enjoy grilled fish by the shore. What makes Fayum so unforgettable is the contrast. In a single trip, you can stand among whale skeletons in the desert, then relax beside a sparkling lake that feels almost Mediterranean. It's a side of Egypt most visitors skip, but one that leaves you with the sense that this land has lived 1,000 lives, from ocean to desert, from ancient to modern. But if you think whale fossils in the desert are strange, wait until you see landscapes that look like they belong on another planet. Number 14. White Desert, Egypt's alien planet. You don't need NASA to see another planet. Egypt already has one. Tucked deep in the western desert lies the White Desert, a place so surreal it feels like you've left Earth behind. When the sun sets, the desert transforms. The white rocks glow under the fading light, and when night falls, the sky bursts into a sea of stars. If you've ever dreamed of camping on another planet, this is as close as it gets. Many travelers pitch tents right on the sand, gathering around campfires, enjoying Bedouin meals, and listening to stories under one of the clearest night skies in the world. But the White Desert isn't just about beauty, it's about silence. Out here, away from the cities and crowds, you'll hear nothing but the wind brushing across the sand. It's a reminder of how small we are in the vastness of nature. The best part? Despite feeling like an alien planet, the White Desert is just a few hours' drive from Cairo. Most tours combine it with the nearby Black Desert and the Crystal Mountain, making it an unforgettable multi-day adventure. So if you're the kind of traveler who craves something beyond the usual tourist sites, this isn't just another stop on your trip. It's the one that will stay in your memory forever. And just when you thought Egypt couldn't get more surreal, there's an oasis so secret, it feels like stepping into Eden itself. Number 13. Siwa Oasis, Egypt's hidden Eden. Even Alexander the Great came here seeking answers, and people still do today. Tucked away near Egypt's western border with Libya, Siwa Oasis feels like a secret world that time forgot. At the heart of Siwa lies the fortress of Shali, a crumbling mud-brick citadel that once protected the oasis for centuries. Walking through its ruins feels like stepping into another era, where narrow alleys and melted towers whisper stories of a community long hidden from the outside world. But perhaps the most legendary spot here is the Temple of the Oracle of Amun. Over 2,000 years ago, pharaohs and generals traveled across the desert just to hear its prophecies. Alexander the Great himself made the journey, and the oracle declared him a divine ruler. Standing among its ruins today, you can almost feel the echoes of that history. Siwa is also famous for its natural springs and salt lakes. Cleopatra's Bath, a clear, circular pool, is said to be where the queen herself once swam. Modern travelers relax in hot springs under star-filled skies, or float effortlessly in shimmering salt pools that rival the Dead Sea. What makes Siwa so special isn't just its history or landscapes, it's the sense of peace. Far from the crowds, this oasis offers an Egypt where tradition, nature, and history still live in perfect balance. From peaceful springs to Cleopatra's Pool, Siwa feels timeless. But head north, and Egypt suddenly transforms into a Mediterranean paradise. Number 12. Marsa Matruh. While tourists fight crowds at the pyramids, locals escape here, to beaches that rival Greece. Yes, you heard that right. Marsa Matruh isn't the Egypt you've seen in textbooks. Forget sand dunes for a moment and picture crystal-clear turquoise waters, powdery white sand, and dramatic cliffs that could easily be mistaken for the Greek islands or even the Caribbean. Then there's Agiba Beach, hidden between towering cliffs. The word Agiba literally means miracle, and once you climb down the narrow path and see the view, you'll understand why. What makes Marsa Matruh truly magical is its atmosphere. Unlike the crowded resorts of Sharm el-Sheikh or Hurghada, this coastal gem feels more authentic. Families picnic along the shore, fishermen bring in the daily catch, and children splash in calm lagoons. And here's the kicker. Marsa Matruh is still largely off the radar for international travelers. That means you can enjoy world-class beaches without the chaos of over-tourism. It's a slice of paradise hiding in plain sight. Proof that Egypt's beauty isn't just buried under sand, but also shining in the waves of the Mediterranean. Crystal waters and soft sands here are stunning. But the real treasure of the coast lies in a city that once rivaled Athens and Rome. Number 11. Alexandria, the city of lost knowledge. Imagine standing in a city where the world's knowledge once burned to ashes. That's Alexandria, a place that has lived through glory, tragedy, and reinvention. Founded by Alexander the Great, Alexandria once held the Great Library of Alexandria, a collection so vast it was said to contain every book, scroll, and piece of wisdom from across the ancient world. When it was destroyed in a fire, centuries of human knowledge vanished forever. And yet the city survived, reinventing itself over and over again. Today you can explore the modern Bibliotheca Alexandrina, a futuristic library built as a tribute to the lost one. Step inside and you'll find millions of books and exhibitions, a reminder that knowledge, once lost, can be reborn. But Alexandria isn't just about libraries. Once home to the Lighthouse of Pharaohs, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, the city still whispers the story of sailors guided safely to shore. The lighthouse is long gone, but the harbor remains alive with ships, cafes, and life buzzing by the Mediterranean. Walk through the city and you'll also discover Roman theaters, catacombs, and Greek columns, each one a layer of history stacked on top of another. And then there's the Corniche, the sweeping seaside promenade where locals stroll, drink coffee, and watch the sun dip into the sea. Alexandria isn't Egypt's desert heart, it's Egypt's Mediterranean soul, where the echoes of lost knowledge still linger in the sea breeze. The echoes of ancient libraries still whisper here, but further south, another city pulses with Nubian rhythms and Nile beauty. Number 10. Aswan, the Nubian heartbeat. This is the Egypt that feels untouched, where tradition survived for thousands of years. Aswan isn't about towering monuments or crowded tourist sites. It's about rhythm, color, and authenticity. Here the Nile slows down, spreading into a series of islands where life feels more like a song than a schedule. The Nubian villages along the river are bursts of color, homes painted in blues, yellows, and pinks, each one telling stories passed down through generations. Hospitality here isn't staged for tourists, it's woven into the culture. Locals invite you in for tea, music fills the air at sunset, and the warmth feels as old as the desert itself. Beyond the villages, the river is at its most peaceful. Imagine sailing on a felucca, a traditional wooden boat, as the sun dips behind golden dunes. No traffic, no chaos, just the gentle sound of water against wood. Aswan is also a living museum of Nubian traditions. Unlike much of Egypt, which has been layered with foreign influences over centuries, Nubian culture here has remained remarkably intact. From vibrant clothing to folk dances, you'll see a heritage that survived conquests and time. And while nearby Abu Simbel and Philae Temple often steal the spotlight, it's the spirit of Aswan that lingers with travelers. This is where Egypt feels most human, most alive, a reminder that its heartbeat isn't found only in stone, but in the people who carry its soul forward. Aswan is warm, colorful, and alive. But follow the river and you'll find a temple carved to outlast eternity itself. Number 9. Abu Simbel, Ramses II's eternal temple. Few places on earth make you feel this small. Stand in front of Abu Simbel, and suddenly time itself feels fragile. Carved directly into a sandstone cliff in southern Egypt, Abu Simbel is not just a temple, it's a statement. Commissioned over 3,000 years ago by Pharaoh Ramses II, this colossal monument was meant to awe, intimidate, and remind everyone, friends and enemies alike, of Egypt's power. The first thing you notice are the 4 gigantic statues of Ramses himself, each towering over 20 meters high. Their sheer scale makes you feel tiny, almost as if you've stepped into a world where gods walked among humans. Inside, the temple continues to impress, with walls decorated in intricate carvings showing Ramses' victories in battle and his devotion to the gods. But the real magic happens twice a year. On February 22nd and October 22nd, the rising sun aligns perfectly with the temple's entrance, illuminating the inner sanctuary and casting light directly onto the statues of Ramses and the gods seated beside him. It's a cosmic alignment so precise, you can't help but wonder how ancient engineers achieved it with nothing but simple tools. Even more incredible is the temple's modern journey. In the 1960s, when the Aswan High Dam threatened to flood the site, engineers cut the entire temple into massive blocks and moved it piece by piece to higher ground. That rescue operation alone is considered one of the greatest feats of modern archaeology. Abu Simbel isn't just about stone and statues, it's about timeless ambition. Ramses II wanted his legacy to outlive him. Standing there today, you realize he got exactly what he wished for. Standing before Abu Simbel is humbling. But Egypt's wonders aren't just monumental, some are refreshingly laid back by the sea. Number 8. Dahab, the laid-back treasure of Sinai. This is the Egypt where time slows down, but the adventures never stop. If Sharm el-Sheikh is the flashy resort town, then Dahab is its chilled-out younger sibling. Less polished, more authentic, and infinitely more charming. Once a small Bedouin fishing village, Dahab has grown into one of Egypt's most beloved backpacker hubs. A place where sandy streets, hammocks, and barefoot cafes create an atmosphere unlike anywhere else in the country. The real magic, though, lies just offshore. Dahab is one of the world's top diving destinations, and its most famous site, the Blue Hole, is both breathtaking and notorious. It's a vertical sinkhole plunging over 100 meters deep, drawing divers from across the globe. If scuba isn't your thing, snorkeling along the coral reefs will still feel like you're swimming through a living rainbow. Back on land, Dahab has its own rhythm. Days are spent lounging by the sea, sipping mint tea, or riding a camel into the desert for a Bedouin-style dinner under the stars. It's also one of the best spots in Egypt for windsurfing and kite surfing thanks to its constant breezes and calm lagoons. But perhaps Dahab's greatest treasure isn't its beaches or reefs. It's the feeling it gives you. A sense that you can let go of schedules, slow down, and live simply. It's no wonder many travelers plan to stay a week but end up staying months. Dahab isn't just a destination, it's a state of mind where Egypt shows you its most relaxed and adventurous side. This sleepy coastal town could steal your heart. But if you're after louder nights and busier beaches, the next stop will deliver. Number 7. Hurghada Party and Coral Haven. From sunrise dives to midnight beach parties, Hurghada never sleeps. Hurghada started as a quiet fishing village, but today, it's Egypt's ultimate Red Sea playground. Picture this: golden beaches lined with palm trees, resorts stretching as far as the eye can see, and a nightlife that rivals Ibiza. But it's not just about cocktails and DJs. The real star lies beneath the waves. The coral reefs here are living rainbows, bursting with parrotfish, clownfish, and sometimes even dolphins gliding past you. Whether you're a pro diver exploring shipwrecks or a first-timer with just a mask and fins, the Red Sea makes everyone feel like an adventurer. Families love the glass-bottom boat tours while couples drift away on sunset cruises. And when the sun sets, the city comes alive. Beach clubs, open-air discos, and rooftop bars keep the rhythm going until sunrise. Hurghada has mastered the balance: relaxation by day, revelry by night, and endless discoveries underwater. It's no wonder travelers come for a week and end up staying all season. But what if you want the same Red Sea magic with a touch more glamour and desert drama? Just wait until we hit Sharm el-Sheikh, where the sands meet coral in a whole new way. By day it's coral reefs, by night it's clubs. But travel a bit further and you'll find where desert truly meets the Red Sea. Number 6. Sharm el-Sheikh, where desert meets coral. It's the only place where you can ride a camel at sunset and dive with sharks at sunrise. Sharm el-Sheikh isn't just a resort town. It's where two worlds collide, the endless sands of the Sinai Desert and the colorful underwater wonderland of the Red Sea. Imagine this. In the morning, you're diving among coral reefs that look like a living rainbow, swimming alongside dolphins, sea turtles, and maybe even a curious reef shark. By evening, you're riding a camel across golden dunes as the sun sinks into the horizon. The town itself has grown into a luxury hotspot with high-end resorts, beach clubs, and international restaurants. But if you step outside the all-inclusive bubble, you'll find Bedouin camps where you can sip tea under the stars and hear stories passed down for generations. The desert safaris, with quad bikes or traditional camel rides, are a reminder that this land holds as much magic above the water as beneath it. Sharm is also a diver's dream. Sites like Ras Mohammed National Park and the Straits of Tiran are world-famous, with visibility so clear it feels like floating in glass. And if you're not into diving, snorkeling alone is enough to make you feel like you've entered another planet. Whether you want luxury, adventure, or a mix of both, Sharm el-Sheikh delivers it in a way no other Egyptian destination can. It's not just a vacation. It's two worlds in one. It's luxury and adventure side by side. Yet the greatest treasure here isn't above water but hidden beneath the waves. Number 5. The Red Sea. An underwater tomb of secrets. Beneath the calm waters, Egypt hides its second museum, one you can only see with a diving mask. When most people think of Egypt, they picture pyramids and temples rising from the desert. But just off the eastern coast lies a completely different world, the Red Sea, home to some of the richest coral reefs and most haunting shipwrecks in the world. One of its most famous secrets is the SS Thistlegorm, a British ship sunk during World War II. Today it rests like a ghostly underwater museum, filled with trucks, motorcycles, and weapons frozen in time. Divers swim past coral-covered wheels and sunken cargo, realizing they are inside a living history book. And that's just one wreck. The Red Sea hides dozens of others, each with its own story. Beyond the shipwrecks, the Red Sea is a diver's paradise. Its reefs are home to over 1,000 species of fish, many found nowhere else on Earth. Imagine floating above bright coral gardens while schools of colorful fish swirl around you, or spotting a graceful turtle gliding past in the clear blue water. For underwater photographers, it's pure magic, but the Red Sea isn't just for professional divers. Even beginners can snorkel just a few meters from shore and find themselves in another world. And when the sun sets, the water reflects golden light, making the entire coastline glow. Shipwrecks and coral gardens amaze divers, but on land, Egypt holds an open-air museum unlike any in the world. Number 4. Luxor, Egypt's open-air museum. For centuries, this was the city of the dead, yet it feels more alive than anywhere else. Luxor isn't just a destination, it's the beating heart of ancient Egypt. Imagine walking through an open-air museum where every column, every carving, every crumbling wall tells a story that shaped civilization. On one side of the Nile, you have the temples of Karnak and Luxor, massive stone complexes where pharaohs were crowned, gods were worshipped, and dynasties cemented their power. The sheer scale of Karnak alone can overwhelm you. Its hypostyle hall, with 134 giant columns, feels like wandering through a stone forest built by giants. Cross the river and you enter the city of the dead, the legendary valley of the kings and queens. Here, deep inside the mountains, pharaohs prepared for eternity. The tomb of Tutankhamun is the most famous, but the artistry in lesser-known tombs is jaw-dropping. Vivid wall paintings that still glow with color after thousands of years, showing scenes of the afterlife and gods guiding souls into eternity. Hop on a hot air balloon at sunrise, and you'll watch the golden desert, the lush green Nile Valley, and these eternal monuments from above. A view that feels like time itself standing still. At night, the temples glow under soft lights, and the same stars that once guided ancient priests still shine above you. Temples, tombs, and pharaohs whisper here, but none of it would exist without Egypt's eternal lifeline. Number 3. Nile River. Egypt's lifeline. Every grain of sand in Egypt owes its life to the Nile. The Nile River isn't just water flowing through the desert, it's the reason Egypt exists. Stretching more than 6,600 kilometers, it is the longest river in the world, and for thousands of years it has been Egypt's beating heart. Along its banks, the world's first great cities rose. The fertile black soil left behind after annual floods allowed the ancient Egyptians to grow wheat, barley, and flax, feeding millions and supporting the growth of a mighty kingdom. Pharaohs built their palaces and tombs close to its waters, traders sailed down in wooden boats, and fishermen cast their nets at sunrise, just as many still do today. But the Nile isn't only about the past. Today it's where modern Egypt still thrives. Cruise boats glide between Luxor and Aswan, showing travelers temples and landscapes that haven't changed in millennia. Villagers still wash clothes by the river's edge, while farmers irrigate their land just as their ancestors did. The Nile is also a cultural symbol, woven into myths, songs, and even the Egyptian identity itself. To stand on its banks at sunset, watching the golden reflection ripple across the water, is to understand why the ancients worshipped it as a god. The Nile nurtured a civilization for millennia, and along its banks rises a city where every corner tells a 1,000-year-old story. Number 2. Cairo. More than a capital. In Cairo, even a random alley could lead you to a 1,000-year-old mosque. Cairo isn't just Egypt's capital. It's a living, breathing timeline of human history. The city never sleeps. Horns blare, markets buzz, and the smell of grilled kebabs drifts through the streets. Take Khan el-Khalili Bazaar. This sprawling marketplace has been running for centuries, and wandering through it feels like entering an Arabian Nights story. You'll find handcrafted lamps, spices, carpets, and jewelry. Bargaining isn't just expected, it's part of the fun. Then there's Coptic Cairo, where narrow lanes lead you to some of the oldest Christian churches in the world. A reminder that Egypt's history isn't only about pharaohs and pyramids. And of course, no Cairo visit is complete without the Islamic Quarter. Minarets pierce the skyline, and mosques like Al-Azhar and Sultan Hassan stand as masterpieces of Islamic architecture. Walk into one, and you'll feel centuries of devotion carved into every arch and dome. But Cairo isn't just a museum of the past. It's alive, fueled by modern cafes, Nile-side restaurants, and neighborhoods where art and youth culture thrive. You can sip mint tea in a centuries-old coffee house, then catch live music in a hip downtown bar the same night. Cairo is a paradox. Ancient yet modern, chaotic yet charming. It overwhelms your senses, but once you leave, you'll crave its energy forever. Number 1. Giza, the timeless mystery. They've stood for 4,500 years, and may still be hiding secrets. The Giza Plateau isn't just a landmark, it's the ultimate riddle of human history. 3 colossal pyramids rise from the desert, built with stones so massive that even modern cranes would struggle to lift them. The Great Pyramid of Khufu once held the title of tallest man-made structure on Earth for more than 3,800 years. Think about that. Longer than the entire span of modern history. And then, there's the Sphinx. Carved from a single limestone ridge, it stares east toward the rising sun with an expression that's been debated for centuries. Who was it modeled after? Why is its nose missing? And did it once have a beard? Archaeologists are still piecing together its story. What makes Giza even more fascinating is that the mystery isn't over. Scientists using advanced scanning technology recently discovered hidden voids within the Great Pyramid. Massive chambers no one has entered in thousands of years. Some believe they could hold treasures. Others say they might simply be architectural tricks. Either way, the sense of the unknown lingers. But beyond the theories, standing at Giza is a humbling experience. As the sun sets, the golden light paints the ancient stones, and you realize these structures were designed to last for eternity. The pyramids aren't just tombs. They're messages across time. Proof that human ambition, when fueled by faith and vision, can literally move mountains. And that's why Giza will forever remain the timeless mystery of Egypt. Egypt's real magic is that it's never just one thing. It's not just about standing before the pyramids or sailing down the Nile. It's a place where history whispers through ancient tombs, where mystery lingers in the desert winds, and where paradise lies beneath the waves of the Red Sea. Every corner feels like a different world. One moment you're wandering through chaotic Cairo streets, the next you're diving among coral kingdoms or tracing the steps of pharaohs in Luxor. Egypt doesn't give you just one story. It gives you thousands, and each visit feels like you're peeling back a new layer of time itself. That's what makes Egypt so irresistible. It's a country that refuses to be pinned down, because it's not only about the past. It's alive, evolving, and ready to surprise you at every turn. So now the question is, which of these 15 spots would you visit first? Drop your answer in the comments, and maybe your dream trip to Egypt starts here.